Hello, dear students. Welcome to your class about trade policies. This is the economic policy course. So this is the first video. We are going to study several examples of trade policies. This type of policies refer to the regulations and agreements that a government implements to control and to influence international trade. No? So these policies determine how a country engages in the exchange of goods and services with other nations, and then they can include a variety of measures such as tariffs, trade agreements, import-export restrictions, quotas, and subsidies. We are going to study examples of this. They are defined as a set of rules, regulations, and standards set by government to manage its international trade. No, so they are instruments aimed at protecting domestic industries, for instance, promoting exports or managing trade relations and balance with other countries. First, let's see about the distinction between tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. No? So tariff barriers are a form of trade policy used by governments to control the volume and nature of imports. No? So a tariff is a tax or duty imposed on imported goods, making them more expensive in the domestic market. No? So this type of barrier can influence trade in several ways. No? For instance, they can protect domestic industries, generate government revenue, correct trade imbalances, control quality and quantity. So this is about tariff barriers. But you also have, we also have non-tariff barriers. And they are like trade restrictions that do not involve imposing tariffs, of course, on imports, but anyway, they still serve to regulate or limit international trade. They can take various forms, such as quota regulation, standards, I already told you, and administrative processes. Unlike tariffs, which directly increase the price of imports, we are going to see that in the examples, these non-tariff barriers often make it more difficult or costly for foreign goods to enter a domestic market. No? Sometimes without explicitly rising prices. Okay, so what we are going to do today is like several practical examples, and these practical examples are based on the book Política Económica, Objetivos e Instrumentos by Juan Cuadrado. So this is one of the examples the author and his collaborators put in the book. And this is related to import tariff, the effects of an import tariff in small countries. We are going to distinguish between the effect in a small country versus the effect on a large country. So first, the effect in a small country. So we know that this example is about a country that import the good in question. Why? Because the autarky price is above the international price. So we have here the international price. So at this price, the demand is higher than the supply. So this difference are the amount of imports. So assume that in this situation where a country has this amount of imports, the government decides to establish a tariff with the objective of reducing imports so that they can stimulate national production. No? So what happened here is that before, consumers could acquire the goods at this price, but now with the tariff, then the internal price increases to PA, no? So it means that at this price, the demand would be D2 instead of D1, and the supply would be O2 instead of O1. It means that the imports will decrease only to this quantity that I'm pointing with the pointer, with the mouse. So the thing is that now consumers can have like lower quantity of the good in question at a higher price, no? What this implies is that the welfare situation of each agent will change, no? Particularly the producer surplus and the consumer surplus will change with the measure. Before, the consumer surplus was all this area that I'm pointing here, above the price and below the demand curve, yeah? And after the tariff, the consumer surplus is only this that I'm pointing here, no? So it means that A, B, C, and D are like the decreasing in the consumer surplus. Now, if we analyze the situation of the producer, what we see is that before the tariff, this triangle, this little triangle, was the producer surplus, so all above the area above the price and below the price and above the supply curve. Yeah. So now with the tariff, then the producer surplus increases to all this area. So A is the change, positive change in the producer surplus. So we have now that the consumer the consumer experiences a loss and the producer experiences a gain. Yeah. The other part that we have to analyze when we do the welfare analysis is what goes to the government, no? Because of the tariff, the government will obtain the area C, which is the import level times the tariff. So this area. So if we want to know the social laws, we have to adapt the surplus, the loss or the gain of the three agents involved, and we have that the social loss is B plus D. No? B is a production distortion. Why? Because the supply increases not because now producers are more productive or invented something new. No, it's just because they can sell their product, the same product, at a higher price because of the tariff. Okay, and then D is a consumption distortion because the demand decreases, not because the agents or the consumers now have lower preferences about the good. No, it's just because the price now is higher because of the tariff. Okay, so to check if you understood, please do this exercise. We have here the supply and the demand of a market. In this case, it's the book market of a small country. And I forgot to explain here that the thing with a small country is that changes in the demand of this small country doesn't change the worldwide demand, no? Because it's a small country. So that's the difference between a small country and a large country, and we will see in the following exercise. Now, if you have here the supply and the demand, you can do this exercise. Suppose the international price of books is 50. Then what you do is first to find the level of imports in the economy without the tariff. No? Let's try to this one, not here. So for the first exercise or the first question, what you do is to find the level of import at a price of 50. No, so of course is the demand minus the the demand at a price of 50, yeah, minus the supply at the price of 50, yeah, minus plus 320. Okay, so this will give you certain level of imports. You will do it, and then you have the, where is the quote unquote? Okay, so it gives you certain level of imports, and then it asks you how would you your answer change if book producers lobby for and succeed in imposing a tariff of 40 pesos, for instance, no? So if there is a tariff of 40, then it means that in the country, the books are going to be traded at the price of 90, not 50 anymore, no? So what do you have to do is, again, to find the level of imports with a price of 90, yeah? And then you have that the level of imports after the tariff. So this is M0, for instance, or M without the tariff. Let's put it small. And this is M1, no? After the tariff. Yeah, that's the point A. And then for the B, it says that you have to calculate the producer and consumer surplus before and after the tariff, and the state revenue from the tariff, and the efficiency losses once it is implemented. So for doing that, you should, I'm going to do this exercise with you here. The other exercises you have to do it by yourself, okay? But here I will help you with this first exercise. It's a little bit horrible draw, but the important thing is that then you have to add the consumer surplus before and after. So before would be this level that I'm pointing with the mouse, yeah? Sorry, this level. The initial price, that is 50, here you have 50. So at 50, the consumer surplus would be this one. So what you have to find, you have to find this intersection of the demand curve with the vertical axis, and you have to find the level of demand when the price is 50. No? So it's only to replace in the function the price 50. And then the consumer surplus after would be this area that I'm pointing, okay? As for the producer surplus, this is before and this is after, no? So what you need for calculating this, you need to find this point and this point, okay? And C would be this area. Then you add up the losses and gain, and you can find you can finish the welfare analysis, okay? This is a typical exercise that you will find in your evaluation. Okay, so this exercise, I hope it's clear for you. You please calculate all these estimations. I mean, do the numbers, okay, at your place when you are studying these exercises. I mean, this class with me. Okay, it's about to finish. Let's see each other at the second video um,